This family spent all their savings on a villa, but as soon as they moved in, they realized it was crooked because their son put marbles on the floor. The marbles rolled quickly toward the balcony. In order to verify his suspicions, Mike put the marble on the ground again. This time, the marbles stayed put. His wife thought her husband was overthinking it. How could the building be crooked? So Mike didn't take it seriously. But at night, something strange happened. After a heavy rain, the whole building settled by 5 centimeters. The sleeping people didn't know about it. The next day Mike realized something was wrong. He found a deep crack in the road. There was a deep crack in the road. He was so scared that he told the property owner and asked the property owner to repair the road. But the property owner was afraid to spend money. Several days went by without any repair. That day something terrible happened. Mike was woken up by a vibration in the morning. He opened the window and froze. There was a long crack in the pavement outside. People were running for their lives. Before he could react, the ceiling suddenly collapsed. At first, Mike thought it was an earthquake. The next moment, his house began to plummet. In just a few seconds, the whole building fell into a huge deep pit. Luckily, the building was stuck and didn't continue to fall. At that moment, his wife came back from the grocery store. She saw her home disappear. She was stunned. She couldn't imagine the building they just bought falling into the ground. The wife thought her son was with Mike. When Mike opened the door to his son's room, but found it empty. Just when Mike didn't know what to do, a car suddenly fell from the sky and burst into his living room. Mike didn't realize until the car stopped. The unlucky guy in the car was his own colleague, so he rushed to rescue him without saying a word. But due to the force he exerted, he pulled the handle off the car. The car was sliding backward. His co-worker pulled on the handle, but the next second, Mike was speechless. When the car was about to fall, the building fell again and stuck the car on the edge of the pit. His colleague was lucky to survive. Mike pulled his colleague out of the car. They looked for other survivors to stay alive. Then they went to the roof to call for help. But when they got to the roof they froze. There was no way they could get a signal at this depth. In order to get help, they called out to the hole. But the tragedy was, they shouted at the top of their lungs but got no response.